time I would like to invite Sam and Tracy from the pharmacy program at UNE to give their presentation.
Good evening, my name is Christine
And my name is Sam.
and we are 4th and final year pharmacy students from University of New England. So we just wanted to tell you a few things. So we came to Sri Lanka with an understanding of a pharmacist's role to be a primary healthcare provider. In community pharmacy, this entails being the first point of contact for patients, often before they're able to see a GP. We educate patients on their medications and their health conditions. This includes a holistic look at their lifestyle and education to empower the patient to take control of their own health. In the hospital, these duties are fulfilled by the pharmacist going on ward rounds and reviewing patient medications, checking for any medication-related issues or errors, and also recommending a solution for these. We were surprised to see that the role of the pharmacist in Sri Lanka is completely different. From what we've been able to understand, the role of the pharmacist here is to primarily be a distributor of medicine.
Our first experience of hospital pharmacy in Sri Lanka was at the Lady Ridge Bay Hospital. So it really opened our eyes when we were speaking to the indoor pharmacists and asking them questions such as how do you conduct ward rounds, or how do you check for drug interactions when there are so many patients to see. And we were answered with looks that seemed to say, what are these people going on about? And so it was after this initial hiccup that we decided that it might be best to clarify what a pharmacist actually does in Sri Lanka. So with this newfound knowledge, we asked more appropriate questions and discovered a more holistic view of the Sri Lankan healthcare system and how pharmacists function within it. So this was when we realised that a lot of the duties that pharmacists in Australia perform haven't been forgotten. Rather, they have been reallocated to other healthcare professionals. And we were pleasantly surprised to learn that nurses can undergo further training to become health education nurses and provide patient education services that are similar to what a pharmacist back home would do.
I was also particularly interested in the fact that it was the nurses that carried out demonstrations for asthma devices, and this is something that a pharmacist would do back in Australia, and also what I'm conducting my research project in. Another highlight of this trip was visiting the Ayurvedic Centre, particularly since we both have a love for compounding, as it provides a level of individualised patient care, and it's a lot of fun to make things from scratch. This visit showed us the culture here in Sri Lanka and the environment in which Western medicine needs to be compatible with in order to operate effectively. This traditional medicine use is not something that we're used to in Australia, and so once we were exposed to this environment, we were able to remember the roots of pharmacy.
We were impressed by the variety of programs that the Ministry of Health provides and how accessible it is to all people. It was refreshing to see that the focus was on preventative care, such as education sessions on diabetes and the importance of lifestyle changes. So this is another example of how an Australian pharmacist's role and duties have been allocated to another healthcare professional within the Sri Lankan system, as we are one of the professionals that can run these sessions back home. And we think that the immunisation program is fabulous, because this is also something that we're struggling with currently in Australia, mainly due to the anti-vaccination movement and an increased unwillingness to vaccinate children.
With such extensive programs and a high demand for medications, we can appreciate the logistical difficulties that are faced here. While we were concerned about some of the storage facilities exceeding the recommended maximum of 25 degrees Celsius, we can see that there are upgrades to facilities being implemented, such as the recent installation of air conditioning, and where temperature control is absolutely essential, such as more commonly seen in Australia. For example, at the regional storage facility, they had a cool room that contained sensors that detected any major temperature fluctuations and notified the person in charge at that facility and also at Colombo. However, in the rural town that I'm from, in Australia, if the fridge malfunctions, often you don't find out until the next morning. So we're also able to see how efficiently the medication management system can work here when there is a more manageable workload, such as in the district hospital in Gaul.
So in conclusion, we would say that free healthcare is an amazing strategy for improving public health, and considering the patient to staff ratio, the range of services provided is pretty phenomenal. We are very grateful for the opportunity that we have had to participate in the New Colombo plan, and we thank everybody who has given their time and effort to make this trip as fantastic as it has been. Thank you.